Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm DJ Ab, and today we have something pretty interesting. And this is the impulse modeling synth from them, and Tone2, by the way, and Rayblaster, which I always wanted to get and check out myself. It's been, forever. I've always checked it out. I looked at it, and I just wanted to see. So smash that like button if you want to hear some cool sounds, because we're gonna go through the cool sounds, and then we're gonna talk more about how this works, because that's the most peculiar part about this place. So it got some potential in terms of just just right off top, and that's just some of the arpeggiation that they have, the presets. I'll go through more. You'll notice that it does not have a filter section, which is kind of unusual, kind of different for the most part, that you're not seeing that. And kind of weird, but I'm getting used to it. You still have like format, which kind of works with the different harmonics and stuff like that. Changes it a little bit. And one of the cool things I really do like about Tone2's arpeggiation versus a lot of other people's arpeggiation, even though it's not the most recent style or the most, it could be a little bit better than it is the pitch, the ability to pitch stuff in its individual notes from 1 to 12 or whatever. And you got that, so you can actually see what you're doing. But yeah, you got 1 to 12. Well, it has 1 to 24 because there's 12 keys on a keyboard basically. Well, per octave, that is. There's 7 notes, but there's 7 basic notes and 7 even notes, 7 odd notes. So that would make 12. But anyways, and the way it's built is pretty cool. Some of the sounds is cool, but let me go ahead and apologize for the chat box. Then it fades away. The effects area and whatnot is actually kind of strange how it works. You get two effects slots or whatnot. This is off. So you just press on that and then you just select whatever you got. So you got different reverbs, delays, chorus, phasers. Your usual compression, distortion, and vocoding and transgate. So you got that stuff, and then you got your habitual setups and stuff like that where you want to boost it, monitor and glide, or put in a low CPU usage, which I don't necessarily have to do. And then you get your mod matrix where you have up to 3 slots, 3 categories of stuff that you can work with. 9, which it looks a little different than usual. So, but anyways, we'll go into some atmospheric. Very weird, and then you got to keep in mind that the mod will sometimes on certain presets affect it in a different way. So they actually did a pretty good job of assigning and building effects. And I'm gonna probably go for the gold and actually do some stuff with them. I was actually talking to Tone2 today on doing collaborating. And I'm not so sure if it's supposed to be clicking like that or whatnot. It sounds very weird when it does that. Got some pretty out of some pretty out of this world stuff. Let's see what the space choir is popping on. So I mean, it's in terms of sound quality is very good. It's just all about kind of just deciphering and what does what. It is pretty decent on the polyphony, and I mean it's very forgiving on the CPU. You know, like give or take that I do have 16 gigs of RAM, which most people actually have like 32 in DDR in their laptops now. Yeah, so give or take that, and then quad core, as always, strange enough, has a tutorial within this, and I guess they want you to kind of like fit and experiment with stuff. There's other things that is very good about this particular plugin, and Tone2 in general. Their Unison is very unique. It has a very unique, you know, when you ramp up the Unison, you get interesting stuff. That's 2 times. You know, you can actually stack it up to 4. You really hear it, but let me go ahead and go back into the semi-grills. Saxophone. See what power chorus is popping on. That's like a guitar. Harpsichord. And I was messing with keys and leads too. Pretty good. That's a pretty cool saw lead. Go ahead and stop these real quick. So, you know, that's definitely monopoly. Hyperspace. And you can see, you can actually hear the popping in there. I wonder if that partakes, that is like some of the sounds or some of the waveforms are not at 0. And that usually means when you're trimming your waveform or whatever, you see it right here. You got a perfect. You know, you see it's just perfect. So if it's not like that. So right here, you kind of see that it's kind of cut a certain way versus not being positive and negative. And some of the issues with that is that it does stuff like that. The LFO section looks pretty decent. I'm not 100% how well it works. I do see that it has like where you can actually sync it to the BPM so that it's not free running, or you could just have it free running and it sound more analog like if you actually know what that means. But but you know you got sine, triangle, square, ramp, SNH, and I don't even know what that is. That is very, very peculiar. I mean, I just will find out momentarily when I do more videos on this. And, you know, and on top of that, you know, you can actually pick out different waveforms right around in here. And it looks like this is the filter section, and you know you could just load in impulses to use as filters. Load wave 2. Yeah, that is exactly how it works. So you can load in a waveform, do what you want, and then you wave shapes. But that's basically about it. If you like this video, give it a like. If you have any comments, please leave a comment because I'm digging in very deep into this. You know, I got now that I have a Electra X2 again, and I got this. I'm gonna see where my music goes from here. From that point on. All right, and I'm DJ McCree, and y'all have a good day.